Hello, and welcome to Easy English Chats, the podcast for people who are learning English and want to practice by listening to real, natural conversations. I'm Paul.
And I'm Eva. Hi, everyone. It's so lovely to have you here with us today.
So, how this works is really simple. Eva and I just have a normal, everyday conversation, the kind of chat you might have with a friend or a colleague, and you get to listen and practice your English at the same time.
Exactly. We don't use complicated language or difficult vocabulary on purpose. We want it to feel easy, natural, and fun, like you're just sitting with us having a cup of tea.
Or a cup of coffee. I'm a coffee person, personally.
Yes, Paul is definitely a coffee person. I'm more of a tea drinker, actually, but that's a conversation for another episode.
It is. So, today's topic, it's a great one, I think. We're talking about our favorite season. Which season do we like the most, and why?
I love this topic because everyone has an opinion, don't they? Everyone has a season they love, or maybe one they really don't like.
That's so true. And we're going to talk about the weather, the clothes, the food, the activities, everything that makes a season special.
So if you're listening and thinking about your own favorite season, that's perfect. Try to use some of the phrases and words you hear from us. Think about how you would describe your favorite season in English.
Great idea. All right, shall we get into it?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'll go first. My favorite season is autumn.
Oh, interesting. Autumn. Okay, tell me more. Why autumn?
Well, I think it's because I love it when the leaves start to change color. You know, when everything turns orange and red and golden. It's just so beautiful to look at.
It really is. Autumn is gorgeous. I'll give you that.
And the weather, my favorite thing about autumn weather is that it's cool, but not too cold. Like you can go outside and actually enjoy it. You're not sweating in the heat and you're not freezing either.
Right. It's that in-between temperature. Comfortable.
Exactly. I find summer too hot, honestly. I really struggle with heat.
Really? Oh, see, I'm the opposite. I love the warmth. But okay, tell me more about your autumn. What do you wear?
This is something I actually think about quite a lot. I love autumn clothes. Big jumpers, thick socks, a nice warm coat. My favorite thing is when you can wear a scarf for the first time in the year.
Oh, the first scarf of the year.
It's a moment, honestly. You pull it out of the drawer and you think, yes, here we go. Autumn is here.
That's so specific, but I totally understand. I feel that way about sandals in spring. When you put on your sandals for the first time, amazing.
See, I would never feel that way about sandals.
No?
No, I don't really like my feet.
Paul, that's a very personal thing to share on a podcast.
I know. Anyway, autumn food. Can we talk about autumn food?
Please, yes.
So for me, autumn is all about warm, comforting food. Soups, stews. I love making a big pot of vegetable soup on a Sunday when it's gray and rainy outside.
That sounds so cozy.
It is so cozy. And pumpkins, obviously. I love pumpkin everything in autumn. Pumpkin soup, roasted pumpkin, pumpkin in a salad.
Pumpkin spice latte?
Yes, I enjoy a pumpkin spice latte. I said what I said.
I respect it.
What about you? What do you eat in your favorite season?
Okay, so my favorite season is summer.
I knew it.
I know. I'm a summer person through and through. And summer food is just the best, I think. Fresh food, salads with tomatoes and cucumbers, strawberries. Oh, I love strawberries. Barbecues with friends, ice cream.
I do love a barbecue.
Right? There's something so special about eating outside. When the sun is shining and you're sitting in the garden with people you love, eating good food. My favorite thing about summer, without a doubt.
I can see that. Even I enjoy summer for that reason, the social side of it.
Yes, and drinks as well. Cold drinks on a hot day, a glass of lemonade or something sparkling with ice. It's just perfect.
Okay, you're making summer sound very appealing.
That's my job. So, summer clothes. I love summer clothes. Light dresses, shorts, flip-flops. You can just throw something on and go. Very easy.
That is something I admire about summer. You spend much less time deciding what to wear.
Exactly. In winter, it takes me 20 minutes just to get dressed to go outside. Layers and layers and layers.
That's fair. What about the weather, though? Does it ever get too hot for you?
Sometimes yes. When it's very humid, when the air feels heavy and sticky, that's less enjoyable. I prefer a dry heat, like warm and sunny but with a light breeze.
That does sound nice, actually.
It's perfect. And I love it when the evenings are warm too, when you can sit outside late at night and it's still comfortable. I think that's my favorite thing, warm summer evenings.
I'll admit, I do love a warm evening. Sitting outside with a drink, watching the sky change color as the sun goes down.
A sunset.
A sunset, yes, those are special. We can agree on sunsets.
We can always agree on sunsets. What do you do in autumn, Paul, activities-wise?
Great question. So one of my favorite autumn activities is going for long walks, especially through parks or forests where you can hear the leaves crunching under your feet. I love that sound.
That sound is so satisfying.
And it smells amazing as well. Autumn has a very particular smell, kind of earthy and fresh at the same time.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean, like wet leaves and cold air.
Exactly. I also like going to markets in autumn. Farmers markets where you can buy apples and squash and homemade bread. It feels very grounded and wholesome.
That's lovely. I also enjoy a good market, but I tend to go in summer. Outdoor markets with flowers and fresh produce and maybe some live music.
Oh, nice. Do you go to a lot of outdoor events in summer?
I do. I love it when there are outdoor concerts or festivals. Sitting on the grass, listening to music. It's one of my favorite summer memories, actually. I have this memory of going to a small music festival with my friends years ago, and the weather was perfect, and we just sat there all afternoon listening to bands, and it was just one of those perfect days.
Actually, you know what? We should briefly mention the other two seasons as well, because I don't want spring and winter to feel left out.
Good point. Let's give them a moment. Spring. What do you think of spring, Paul?
I actually really like spring. I think spring is quite underrated, to be honest. There's something so hopeful about it, like the world is waking up again.
Yes, I love spring too. The days get longer, the flowers start coming out, daffodils and bluebells and cherry blossom. It's beautiful.
Cherry blossom especially. If you ever get the chance to walk under a cherry blossom tree when it's in full bloom, it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
It really is. And the birds start singing more in spring as well. You notice it in the mornings. Everything feels lighter and more alive.
Spring mornings are lovely. There's this freshness in the air that's different from any other season.
And spring showers. I actually enjoy rain in spring. It's not the same as dreary winter rain. It feels more gentle somehow.
That's a really nice observation. You're right. Spring rain feels different. More like a warm rinse than a cold soaking.
Exactly. Okay, and what about winter? Because winter gets a lot of criticism.
Winter gets a bad reputation, yes, but I think winter has some genuinely lovely things about it.
Like what?
Well, Christmas, obviously, if you celebrate it, but even beyond that, there's something very cozy about winter. When it's really cold outside and you're inside with the heating on and a blanket and a good book or a film.
Oh, that feeling. Yes. That's what I think people call hygge, the Danish concept of coziness and comfort. Warm lights, warm drinks, good company.
Exactly. Hygge. I love that word. It captures something that English doesn't quite have a word for.
It's a beautiful concept. And in winter, you appreciate the warmth so much more because it's so cold outside. The contrast makes it feel extra special.
Very true. And hot drinks in winter are on another level. A hot chocolate when you come in from the cold. Nothing better.
Or a spiced tea, something with cinnamon and cardamom. Oh, I love that.
Winter has its moments. I think every season does, when you really think about it.
That's what I love about this topic. Everyone has such a personal relationship with the seasons. It's connected to where you grew up, your memories, your lifestyle.
Absolutely. And for our listeners who are learning English, the seasons are a wonderful topic because there are so many different words and expressions connected to them.
Yes, words like crisp, that lovely word for cold, fresh autumn air, or sweltering when it's really, really hot in summer.
Blustery for a windy day, or mild when the weather is gentle and not too cold.
And expressions like under the weather, which means feeling a bit ill. That's an interesting one because it connects feelings to weather.
Or every cloud has a silver lining, which means even bad things have something positive in them. English has so many weather idioms.
It really does. It's raining cats and dogs, meaning it's raining very heavily, a classic one.
Those are the best, the ones that feel perfect in the moment.
Right, and you don't even realize it's going to become a memory. You're just there, enjoying it.
I have an autumn memory like that. When I was a child, my family used to go apple picking every year. There was a farm nearby, and they would let you walk through the orchard and pick your own apples.
Oh, how lovely!
And I remember running through the rows of trees and filling up these big baskets. And then my mom would make apple crumble when we got home, and the whole house smelled incredible.
Apple crumble, that's such a perfect autumn dessert.
It really is. With custard, obviously.
Obviously. I think food and memories are so connected, aren't they? You eat something and it takes you right back.
Completely. Like the smell of cinnamon in autumn, it just makes me feel like a child again, instantly.
And for me, the smell of sunscreen, that coconutty, summery smell, immediately puts me in a good mood. I associate it with holidays and beaches and being relaxed.
Yes, I understand that, even if you're not at the beach.
Exactly. You catch a whiff of it in a shop and suddenly you feel like you're on holiday.
That's brilliant. So we've talked about weather, clothes, food, activities, memories. I think we've covered it pretty well.
We have. And I think it's interesting that we chose different seasons, but for some similar reasons. The feeling of being comfortable, being with people, and that kind of warmth, whether it's a warm jumper or actual warm sunshine.
That's a really nice way to put it. It's less about the season itself and more about how it makes you feel.
Exactly. What season makes you feel at home?
I like that. Can I ask, is there a season you really don't like?
Oh, Honestly, I find late February quite hard. That part of winter when it feels like it's been gray and cold forever, and spring feels like it's still so far away.
Late winter, yes, the difficult stretch.
It can feel quite long, and I don't love very cold, wet, windy weather. When it's raining sideways and the wind is pulling your umbrella inside out.
That is a specific kind of misery.
It really is. What about you? A season you dislike?
I think I struggle with the peak of summer, like July and August, when it's really hot. I don't sleep well in the heat. I wake up and I feel sticky and uncomfortable, and I'm just exhausted.
Sleep is very important.
Very important. And everything feels like a lot more effort when you're overheating, even simple things like cooking or walking somewhere.
That's true. Heat can be tiring.
But then again, in spring and autumn, the evenings are so much better. You can actually sleep properly.
Fair enough. Every season has its pros and cons, I suppose.
Definitely. That's a good phrase for our listeners, actually. Pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages.
Yes, pros and cons of each season. That would be a great little exercise. Write down the pros and cons of each season in English. It's good vocabulary practice.
Love that idea. And think about comparatives, like autumn is cooler than summer, or summer days are longer than winter days.
My favorite thing about summer is that it's warmer than any other season. That kind of thing.
Exactly. Or I love it when the weather's warm but not too hot. Those kinds of phrases.
Perfect. You'll hear us using those kinds of phrases all through this episode. So go back and listen again if you want to practice.
All right, I think that brings us to the end of today's episode of Easy English Chats.
It went so fast. I feel like we could talk about this all day.
We could. We didn't even get to spring properly.
Next time, maybe.
To everyone listening, thank you so much for spending this time with us. We really hope it was useful and enjoyable.
Whether you're listening on the bus, on a walk, at home doing the dishes, wherever you are, we're so glad you're here. This podcast is for you, and we love knowing that people all around the world are listening and practicing their English with us.
That means a lot to us, honestly. So thank you.
And we hope to see you or hear you next episode. Take care of yourselves, keep practicing, and remember, every bit of English you listen to is helping you improve, even when it doesn't feel like it.
Especially when it doesn't feel like it.
Exactly. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.